Oi gente, tudo bem? Hey people, what's up? If it's your first time here, welcome to my channel. This is the place if you plan to come to Brazil someday. Everything you need and want to know about traveling in my country. So if this is what you are looking for, subscribe because the videos will help you a lot. Let's start. I don't want to be rude, but this is a basic video about Brazil. The least you know to not sound that type of tourist, you know what I mean? I was a tour guide in Rio de Janeiro for a couple of years, and the lack of knowledge about extremely basic things about Brazil surprised me. So let's go! And if you are a man, there is a special information for you in the topic number 9. Number 1. Brazil speaks Portuguese, not Spanish. So instead of saying gracias, try obrigado if you are a man and obrigada if you are a woman. And guys, personally, I think it's very polite to learn the magic words in the local language. Wherever I go, I make my best to say hi, thank you, please, how are you, goodbye in the local language. It's easy, only 5 short sentences, and everybody appreciates when tourists make a little effort to be kind. So here you go in Portuguese. Oi, tudo bem? Hi, how are you? Por favor, please. Obrigado with O in the end if you're a man, and obrigada if you are a woman with A in the end, and it means thank you. And ciao, goodbye. Easy, isn't it? Number 2, the capital of Brazil is not Sao Paulo, it's not Rio de Janeiro. Actually, it was Rio de Janeiro until 1960, but nowadays the capital is Brasilia, in the center of the country. Maybe I should make a video explaining why the capital was changed from Rio de Janeiro to Brasilia. Let me know in the comments if it's a nice idea or if it's too specific and tourists don't want to know it. Number 3. Oh my god. Brazil isn't only Rio de Janeiro and Sao Paulo. Before you finish your travel plans, have a look at these amazing places in Brazil. Lencois Maranhenses, and guys, this is on the top of my list to visit. Amazing, isn't it? So, Jericoacoara, Maragogi. Maragogi, by the way, was the place where I chose to stay in my birthday this year. So let's go back. São Miguel dos Milagres, Capitolio, Foz do Iguaçu, Fernando de Noronha. Well, it's impossible to say all the great places in Brazil, but before I close this topic, you should consider to visit more places in Brazil and not only São Paulo and Rio de Janeiro. I promise they're absolutely worth going. Number 4, Brazil is huge and the best way to get around is by plane, but prices are really expensive if you don't book in advance. So I advise you to book flight tickets to travel in Brazil 2 or 3 months in advance. If you book a flight for the next 15 days, it will be $100 and yeah, very expensive. And if it's a short distance, it's very convenient to travel by bus. And don't worry, the price for the bus don't change. It's always the same price. There's no advanced need. And it's safe. Number 5, about Brazilian people. We are very friendly and helpful. We make our best to make everybody happy and welcome here in Brazil. And Brazilians smile a lot. So if you are the type of person who is always serious and you know, we are not used to that and it will make us think something is wrong with you or with us. Well, at least for me, it would make me think I did something wrong or I said something wrong, and it's funny. You guys know I was a tour guide in Rio de Janeiro, and sometimes I was confused because like I was making my best, showing the city, telling nice stories, taking the people to really beautiful places for many hours, and some tourists were just like, and I used to ask, hey, are you liking? Is there anything you want to do different? Or maybe you are tired, you want to rest for a while? And the tourists were like, no, it's good, it's fine. And I was like, okay, they aren't liking, they want to finish, they will complain about me on TripAdvisor, I might have said something very bad that I didn't realize. And then, only in the end of the tour, the tourists smiled and said thank you and left a tip. And I started to think, okay, maybe they liked. And a couple of days later, I saw on TripAdvisor a 5 stars review and a nice comment. Well, I guess what I'm trying to say is that to smile and keep saying nice things is kind of expected for us. When things are going according to your expectations, like, you should behave like this. Otherwise, we will be confused. Number 6, about food. An everyday Brazilian meal is rice, beans, salad, farofa, and chicken or beef. Get ready to see people eating it every day. And lunch is the main meal. So here in my home, for example, I have almost every day rice, beans, salad, and beef or chicken for lunch. And for dinner, it's something like a bread or a toast with butter, or a sandwich, or a tapioca. You know, something we don't have to cook, to prepare. And to finish this talk about popular food, let me tell you about the breakfast. Well, the most popular breakfast here is pão francês with butter, or ham and cheese, it's also popular too, and coffee. And if you want to know how Brazilians make coffee every day, there is an old video here in my channel, or just follow my Instagram. Sometimes I show my breakfast and I show how I make coffee. And now the real last thing about food. Guys, Brazilian food is so good. If you are the type of person who cares about food when you travel, make a list of things you wanna try here. There are many great options. Hey, you're still here and forgot to like the video and subscribe to my channel. Come on, like the video, it helps a lot. Number 7, about safety. I have videos about how to be safe in Brazil. I recommend you to watch, but let's quickly talk about it. Copacabana, Ipanema, Leblon, Sugarloaf, Christ Redeemer, and the tourist areas in general are pretty safe, but it's important to avoid things like take a nap on the beach and leave your cell phone far from you. It's safer to leave your wallet in your front pocket where you can see it. Don't text and walk at the same time. Someone can come, grab your phone and go away. And if you are too much drunk, it's better to take an Uber instead of walking back home. And things like this, you know. And if you're going to a place and you're in doubt if it's safe or not, ask a local. Ask if it's safe, what's the best way to get there. You can always ask Brazilians. Number 8, about diversity. Brazilians don't have an exact face. My family, for example, came from Italy 150 years ago, but I have friends with like with this Asian face. And something funny for us that all the people with the eyes like this, we say it's Japanese, because there was a huge immigration of Japanese people to Brazil, and the Japanese prince came to my little town here in Brazil, because we made a public square in honor of the Japanese who came to Brazil. And I don't know if you know, but Brazil hosts the largest Japanese community out of Japan. And there are also many Germans, Polishes in the south of Brazil. And a couple of years ago, I read an article saying that the Lebanese community living in Brazil, it's bigger than the whole population living in Lebanon. Crazy, isn't it? And of course, there are a lot of black people in Brazil too. So what I'm trying to say is that don't be surprised if people talk Portuguese on the street with you, because like you could look like a Brazilian. Number 9, and this is for men now. Pay attention. Don't sexualize tourism in Brazil. I'll be straight because I'm sick and tired of it. As I said, I lived in Rio de Janeiro for many years, and of course it's fine to come, meet girls in a healthy way. Of course it's a part of traveling to meet people. I even made a video here on YouTube if you want to talk nicely with a Brazilian girl, but there's a large number of men who come looking for different things, showing no respect for women here. I'm sure you know what I mean. So if you are this kind of man, get out of this channel now. There's nothing helpful for you here. And the other kind of idiot tourist is the man who think all girls in Brazil want them, or whatever, only because they have an European or American passport. You normal people can imagine how annoying and disrespectful it is. And number 10, before we finish, a very important thing if you want to avoid a discussion. Guys, Brazil has many problems. So many wrong things. Brazilians complain a lot about all these things, but you tourists are not allowed to complain. You know, like in your family, you can gossip about someone, but you feel offended when others do the same, you know? So a helpful tip. When you see Brazilians saying bad things about Brazil, don't agree or disagree. Change the subject. It's impossible to say the right thing in this situation. So guys, if you're still here, I don't need to tell you this channel is the right place for you, right? So subscribe, the videos will help you a lot. If you have any questions, ask in the comments or send me a message on Instagram. Have a wonderful time in Brazil. Ciao, ciao!